Okay, Star Child's reporting here from the book Burning. We are destroying all imperfect knowledge, sending it up in flames to the great gods, to the Akashic records where all knowledge is stored. Do we really want to pass on heavy books to other people?
These garden books, I think that we can give to people.
Okay.
We could set in places where they can be
But we're
read.
going to be completely reestablishing. We're going to be completely reestablishing all gardening, and all people will be learning very shortly to simply talk to the plants and listen to the earth. The earth tells us where to put the plants and where to put all of our, you know what I mean? The seeds tell us, the earth tells us. And you know what? I bet you a lot of that information in those books is really improper. You know, because it didn't come from the plants, it came from man's mind.
Burn them then.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it. But I'm keeping this field guide to edible plants, okay? We might need that. Well, wait though. Best idea is to harvest top quality vegetables in your home garden organically. Look at the beets this guy has. Okay, we're keeping this one.
The earth.
We're keeping this one. And if nothing else, we'll make an altar to the goddess, honey. We'll make an altar to the goddess and we'll put those books there.
And read it.
Yeah.
Whoever the perfect person is that needs the information. Now, to me, all this church stuff should go into the flames.
Agnes of
But
God.
you have more of a connection with...
Doctor, there was a lynching mob that came before a judge who accused them of hanging a man without a fair and objective trial. Oh, Your Honor, the leader said we listened very fairly and objectively to every word he had to say. Then we hung the son of a bitch. That's awesome. I wanted to maintain my objectivity, but Mother Miriam wouldn't believe that. Oh, she could have known about Marie, but she must have suspected something. Agnes, I am a little child, but my body keeps getting bigger. I don't want it to get bigger because then I won't be able to fit in. I want to be able to squeeze into heaven. Mother, Agnes dear, heaven is not a place with bars or windows. That's cool, huh? This is a play. Should we keep it and act it out sometime? Do you think God made a mistake and tried to correct it? Or is this all a hoax or cover-up to lead me down the garden path? Bye-bye, Agnes. Keep it?
Oh, don't you want to reenact it? You're getting off on it, weren't you?
It was looking pretty sweet. I mean, it looked like it could be a cool play, but you know what? I think we can make up our own plays. Doctor, I still want to believe that somewhere, somehow, there's a happy ending for every story. It all depends on how thoroughly you look for it and how deeply you need it.
Huh. Check this out. The inordinately selfish. The inordinately selfish are peculiarly susceptible to frustration. The more selfish a person, the more poignant his disappointments. Oh, burn! It is the inordinately selfish, therefore, who are likely to be the most persuasive companions of the selflessness. The fiercest fanatics are often selfish people who are forced by innate shortcomings or external circumstances to lose faith in their own short selves. They separate the excellent instrument of their selfishness from their influential selves and attach it to the service of some holy cause. And though it be faith of love and charity they adopt, they can neither be loving nor humble because they are selfish.
pressure to normal naturally and begin returning all other systems of the body to normal naturally now.
Nice. Look at these nuns. Mother, not all the saints were good. In fact, most of them were a little crazy. But their hearts were with God, left in his hands at birth, trailing clouds of glory. No more. We're born, we live, we die. No room for miracles. But oh, my dear, how I miss the miracles. Agnes, I know what you want from me. You want to take God away. You should be ashamed. They should lock you up. People like you.
They should lock you up.
They should lock you up. You're the crazy one. You are. It is you.
Lord,
Agnes,
please save me from Agnes. Lord.
Lord, please save me from your followers. All right. You'll never find the answer to everything, Doctor. 1 and 1 is 2, yes, but that leads to 4 and then to 8 and soon to infinity. The wonder of science is not in the answers it provides, but in the questions it uncovers. For every miracle it oh.
You wanted it?
Yeah, that's okay. No, it's done.
No, it's not.
No, because you know what? We're going to write new books. A deprecating attitude toward the present fosters a capacity for procrastination. Prognostication. The well-adjusted make poor prophets. On the other hand, those who are at war with the present have an eye for the seeds of change and the potentialities of small beginnings.
Bam. That's you.
A pleasant existence blinds us to the possibilities of drastic change. We cling to what we call our common sense, our practical point of view. Actually, these are but names for an all-absorbing familiarity with things as they are. The tangibility of a pleasant and secure existence is such that it makes other realities, however imminent, seem vague and visionary. Thus it happens that when the times become unhinged, it is the practical people who are caught unaware and are made to look like visionaries who cling to things that do not exist. This is a good book for us, huh? On the other hand, those who reject the present and fix their eyes and hearts on things to come have a faculty for detecting the embryo of future danger or advantage in the ripeness of their times. Hence, the frustrated individual and the true believer make better prognosticators than those who have reason to want the preservation of the status quo. It is often the fanatics, and not always the delicate spirits, that are found grasping the right thread of the solutions required by the future. High five, baby! High five!
Ow!
More dead than alive,
really
rocking the back just like a back roller casket. High five!
That's the page that started to burn. The poor.
The new poor. Would you read this one? This is good.
Not all who are poor are frustrated. Some of the poor stagnating in the slums of the cities are smug in their decay. They shudder at the thought of life outside their familiar cesspools. Even the respectable poor, when their poverty is of long standing, remain inert. They are awed by the immutability of the order of things. It takes a cataclysm, an invasion, a plague, or some other communal disaster to open their eyes to the transitoriness of the eternal order. It is usually those whose poverty is relatively recent, the new poor, who throb with the ferment of frustration, the memory of better things as a fire in their veins. They are disinherited, and dispossessed, who respond to every rising mass movement. It was the new poor in the 17th century England who ensured the success of the Puritan Revolution. During the movement of the enclosure, thousands of landlords drove off their tenants and turned their fields into pastures. Strong and active peasants, enamored of the soil that nurtured them, were were transformed into wage workers or sturdy beggars. City streets were filled with paupers. It was with this mass of dispossessed who furnished the recruits for Cromwell's new model army.
Rock on. That's the New World Order coming together, y'all. We're taking over this country for freedom, truth, love, liberty, and justice for all. And the American way is the way of peace. We love you. Signing out for now. We're going to continue our burning here. Now this is all about radiology. These are really expensive textbooks about how to, wait, headquarters, 82nd Field Hospital, 21st Street and Woolworth Avenue, Omaha, Nebraska, 68108. Book
151, recorded 29th of May, 1984, volume number 2 of 3.
Would those be helpful for anyone? That's way old school stuff, huh?
There's like a lot more newer information about all this.
About radiology? We have way more advanced technology now.
We know so much more about
Let's send these up for
our
Bob
schools.
too. Those were handed to me specifically by the storekeeper at the main event.
Okay.
So let's burn those
Alright.
for Bob.
Oh.
No, let's send them up for Bob. Send them up. Burn them as an offering.
What about these ones?
Huh?
You want to keep that one. What else?
Teilhard de Chardin, The Man and His Meaning. You know, I don't want a book about Teilhard Chardin. I want a book from Teilhard Chardin. He's a Christian mystic who lived in the Middle Ages. He was a very good man. Amazing mystic.
Reader's Digest about gardens.
What do you think? Do you think we need that?
Let's put it in there.
Okay.
And then The House of Seven Flies.
You know, that sounded like a really interesting book to me. The House of Seven Flies. He went below to make himself breakfast before moving off, and as he stood by the galley, he heard the sound of a motor come beating across the water. The note growing louder each moment, he put his head out of the hatchway and saw that a white motor launch was bearing down on the Atlanta. It came across the tide clumsily, shaking its stubby bows and sending up a white splatter of foam. Oh, yeah. You know, this could be really good reading for someone at a organic farm or a woofing farm when there's no power.
Same.
Definitely. No, this is an absolute classic, a masterpiece. The End of Eternity, Isaac Asimov. In the fantastic world of The End of Eternity, this terrifying forecast was entirely possible. The Eternals, the ruling class of the future, had the power of life and death not only over every human being, but over the very centuries into which they were born. Past, present, and future could be created or destroyed at will. You had to be special to become an Eternal. Andrew Harlan was special, until he committed the one unforgivable sin, falling in love. Eternals weren't supposed to have feelings, but Andrew Harlan could not deny the sensations that were struggling within him. Andrew knew he could not keep this secret forever, and so he began to plan his escape, a plan that changed his own past and threatened eternity itself. Whoa. Dude, maybe we weren't supposed to fall in love, Celestial. Maybe we're threatening the entire existence of the eternal present, past, and future. We love love. Love is what makes this world go round. But I'm going to keep this book because I think there's some really good keys in here.
Well, this book smells like mothballs. Unforgotten Years.
Unforgotten Years?
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
You're now forgotten. No, I'm just kidding. You're still not forgotten, but we release you. Nothing is ever forgotten. Every act, every thought, every word, every deed, every action, every non-action.
Written in the book of life.
Scrolls.
And inscribed upon his palms.
The scrolls
Written
inside
in
of
the
our
book
DNA.
of life.
If you would take out our DNA, it would wrap around our Earth. How many times?
A gajillion. Or maybe
I think 500 million
maybe
times?
a Gagoulian.
500 million times.
Just gotta let you know. Oh no, she's absolutely making this all up right now.
I'm not making it up. There is a number. I just don't know what it is at the moment. We'll Google it and fill it in later.
Hear that? With that, once again, Captain Starchild and Mrs. Starchild signing out. We love ya. Nanu, nanu.
What are you doing with these?
Peace and love.